Ayo! And what is up, gang? Thank you so much for checking out Sledgehammer TV tonight for your official review of tonight's SmackDown Live, the last official review that there will be on this channel for the year of 2017, and we are here to talk about it right here and right now on the newest, fastest rising podcast in all of YouTube. Seth Rollins loves it. Now you're gonna love it. It's the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. So let's do it.
The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
All right, wrestling fans, thank you so much for joining me once again tonight. My name is Nick Nightmare. With me, as always, is the World Heavyweight Champion of Microphones, Blue the Snowball Microphone, and we are here to talk to you about the WWE's last show of the year, SmackDown Live, coming to us from Chicago, Illinois. Chicago was a hot crowd once again tonight, and SmackDown Live had two fantastic matchups, but the rest is as expected. There's not much else really going on to be excited about outside of the opening and close of this show. Daniel Bryan kicked things off tonight addressing the Dolph Ziggler situation, and that due to Dolph Ziggler's actions, he will be relinquishing the title voluntarily, and as a result, they plan to have a tournament. One of my favorite wrestling things in the world, a tournament that has a prize at the end that you can wear around your waist or over your shoulder, not behind your back. Anyway, I love tournaments. He announced the first matchup that would take place in the first round would be Bobby Roode versus former U.S. champion Baron Corbin, and I was very excited about the rest of the announcements and the rest of the matchups that it looked like he was going to announce as he was getting ready to announce the second matchup that would be taking place tonight. He was interrupted by Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin to address the tag team division situation. Now, before we get into that, I want to talk about this United States Championship tournament. My big problem with it tonight is that obviously Dolph Ziggler dropped the title 7 days ago last week on that episode of SmackDown Live, right? So you have 7 days to fill out the tournament, give us some brackets, make up a graphic, put it out there, give us the entire tournament right now. You don't have to do it all tonight. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, where's the pre-planning? Where is the story headed? Where do these matchups that we are going to see fit in the tournament? Are the two winners tonight going to face off in the next round? Where do these matches set up? What are the rest of the matches? How many competitors are there? Is it going to be a 4-man tournament, an 8-man tournament, 16? Are we going to drag this out all the way to have the finale at the Royal Rumble, or are we going to wrap this up in 2 weeks on a random episode of SmackDown Live? Where's the information? That happening, and the lack of Daniel Bryan having any true information on this tournament makes me believe that they don't really have a plan for this tournament. So what we've seen tonight is the only plans they have in motion, and I would expect very much to see Bobby Roode end up in the finals versus Jinder Mahal, who would end up in the finals after they both respectively won their matches tonight on this episode ending the year of SmackDown Live. I don't understand why they would not allow us to see the path. It just comes off as random. Where are we going? What's the direction? What else do we have to look forward to? I don't know. You don't know either, because they didn't tell us. And that's my big problem with the announcement of this thing. Outside of that, I'm very excited. I love tournaments. Tournaments are built-in storylines. Just wish they would have gave me like a little bit of a nugget of info here and there so that I could start to make my predictions and see what the hell they have in mind. But based off of what we got tonight, you got your finals already set up. You got a former heavyweight champion in Jinder Mahal, unfortunately. And I don't want to see him go off and win this whole thing, especially if on the other end of the ring you're going to have Bobby Roode. But like I've said, Bobby Roode, as much as I love Bobby Roode and I'm a glorious guy, I'm all for him being the United States champion. I hate good guy Bobby Roode. So what I would actually prefer to happen, and I hate that I'm saying this, and I think you guys will probably think I'm crazy, but I think if this is the matchup that is headed towards the finals, Jinder Mahal should win, which would prompt Bobby Roode to flip out and turn heel. And then he can have his run with the United States Championship after we get it off Jinder Mahal onto a babyface, or maybe somehow in a triple threat or fatal four-way that they love to do, just have the title swap from one heel to the other. I'd be totally fine with that. Jinder Mahal as a United States Championship, we said on this show many times while he was torturing us as the heavyweight champion, is more logical. It seems like it would fit more. He deserves to be in the mid-card. He actually doesn't even deserve to be in the mid-card. But if they want to use him, they want to feature him, they want to build him, usually start down at the bottom, end up at a mid-card, and work your way to the top. They went a little bit reverse here, but I don't mind. I don't mind Jinder Mahal being in the mix. I do mind him being put up against Ty Dillinger, and then having Ty Dillinger already eliminated from this thing right on the onset. I thought that it would be great, and he would be like the fan favorite if you would have had Ty Dillinger go off a little further in this thing. Again, this is where the lack of information comes into play. If it's just 8 men, 4 matchups that are going to lead to a semifinals and then just a finals, then you can't really do that. But if you're going to have an extensive tournament that runs the gamut of superstars, whoever you got left, throw in tag teams, throw in everybody to make it seem special and important and prestigious, you could have had one of these, mid-card guys exposed and make it maybe to the quarterfinals, then to the semis, only to lose in an upset fashion to somebody like a Jinder Mahal or even Bobby Roode. That would be much more my style. Ty Dillinger is that Iron Horse fan favorite that they can get behind, and you've already taken him out of the equation when he's another perfect ideal candidate to run as the United States champion. The United States Championship is a mid-card title that was established to have something for the guys that were not World Championship material to fight for. So why is it not being used in that light? I don't know. I mean, maybe in recent years it's gotten a little better, but I mean, it just seems as if the United States Championship has become a prop. Nobody really fights hard for it anymore. The triple threat match we just got at the end of the year at the Clash of the Champions was an exception. We don't usually get good matches like that, and surprising enough how good that match even was, the story of that match ended up being Dolph Ziggler coming out with the win. And now Dolph Ziggler leaves, and here we are with the United States Championship tournament on the horizon, and we have no idea any of the details, but we do already know that Bobby Roode and Jinder Mahal will be advancing after they won their matchups tonight. What a shitty year for Baron Corbin, huh? Think about the entire year as a whole for Baron Corbin. It started out with a lot of potential and a lot of promise, and it just fizzled out really quick. He got mouthy on social media. He was punished for his actions, and it is stripped away and spiraled down. They gave him the United States Championship for some god-awful, unknown reason. And now here we are at the end of 2017 with nobody as the United States champion, and the former U.S. champion, the one that wasn't even beaten to lose the championship in the first place, is already out of the tournament as well. Just didn't make sense to me when you look at it that way. But we did have Chad Gable, Shelton Benjamin, come out and appeal to Daniel Bryan, telling them what is the deal with the tag team division. They want a shot at the championships. They beat the champions in a non-title situation last week. They did not lose in the Fatal 4-Way at the Clash of the Champions, so they want a match for the championships. But then you would get the obligatory muddying of the field. And they had to have everybody come out and now start to lay claim. Aiden English and Rusev come out, and Rusev is as over as ice cream. Rusev Day is effectively the biggest thing in the WWE right now. Why, in God's name, they will not run with this? Why they did not give Rusev and Aiden English the push or allow them to go over in tonight's triple threat matchup is just proof that they have absolutely no idea what they're doing. They have a certain idea and they are going to stick with it and run with it even when it goes against the grain. When it goes against the natural wants and desires of the fans. Not that there's anything against Gable and Benjamin. Tonight, Chad Gable, and actually every time Chad Gable gets in that ring, his stock raises tenfold. This match between these three teams, the New Day, Gable and Benjamin, and English and Rusev, was absolutely fantastic. One of, if not the best, multi-team matches I have seen all year. The spots pulled off by Chad Gable were so impressive. You would never think a little guy like him would be able to double release German suplex Big E Langston and Aiden English simultaneously. But that shit happened. And it was absolutely beautiful. This team is great. They have gelled so well over the last few weeks. However, they would get the win in tonight's fantastic Tag Team Championship #1 contenders match. But I was so hoping for it to be Rusev and Aiden English, that regardless of the performance that this team put on, it's almost like, we've seen this now. Like, why can't we just take this new thing that's happening that everybody's jumping on? The Rusev Day shirts are selling like hotcakes. The crowd is all over it. As soon as he comes out, Rusev Day chants all throughout the match. Every time he got in the ring, the crowd was popping like butter. It was absolutely a thing of beauty to see. I love Rusev. He's one of my top favorite guys since he's come into this company, and it has been terrible for me to watch what they have done to him. The same way they have ruined Bray Wyatt. They have essentially done the same thing to Rusev, and to see him being embraced and loved by the fans, and you would never think that a guy like Rusev will be able to get over in a babyface way, but Rusev Day and Aiden English and the 12 Days of Rusev Christmas song and everything that he's doing, from his tweets on social media to his appearances on Ride Along and Lana being on Total Divas, you see him in a different light, and he's a big, lovable bear of a dude. He likes to have a good time, he likes to smile, he likes to have fun, and I have fun watching Rusev. The crowd in Chicago was having a blast with Rusev. The WWE would have to be a blind monkey with no eyeballs to not see this. Why not take them and run with them? It doesn't make sense. Of course, during this match, we have to have somebody on commentary, because we can't end the year without having a guest commentator on the announce desk, but I did not mind too much because the Usos have been great at everything that they did. They did not affect the commentary table as most guest announcers do. They were great, they were insightful, they were minimal, and what they did add did have some point to it. They made reference to the point that they were definitely there scouting. They're not here having a good time. They were putting over the rest of the teams, and the moves that were going on in that match were absolutely top-notch, fantastic tag team encounter. If you missed SmackDown Live, this is the match to go back and watch. It was a great way to kick off this show. The rest of the show, however, would go downhill from there. We would have Breezango coming out to the ring, and I'm thinking to myself, just for a minute, because I almost forgot about last week, that, oh wow, Breezango, maybe we're going to get another good tag team match here. But then everything started to come back to the forefront of my memory, and I realized quickly, as they started to show the WWE.com exclusive Fashion Files footage, that they were going to have a rematch with the Bludgeon Brothers. Thanks to the Ascension. This was the Ascension's Christmas gift to the Fashion Police. They're best friends. We're going to get you a rematch because now we know you're ready. You weren't ready last week. This week you're ready. You're going to get him. The Bludgeon Brothers would come out and start to effectively dismantle Breezango once again, making them look like a couple of scrubs, which I do not enjoy because these guys are two of the best wrestlers in the world. I understand you were trying to make the Bludgeon Brothers look like an absolutely dominant and scary force to be reckoned with, so I give somewhat of a pass to that. And however, the point of this all, leading to it being the Ascension to come out and save their best friends from the Bludgeon Brothers, is kind of where this thing turns left for me. Now, I was a huge fan of the Ascension in NXT, but since they came up to the main roster, they've been nothing. They've done nothing. They've been booked terribly. They have not looked like the dominant team that they were, one of the longest reigning tag team champions in NXT history. They were fearsome. They were brutal. They were the Bludgeon Brothers just 5 years ago. Since being on the main roster, they have not been. They have been Breezango. They have been misused, mishandled, and sent to the comedy section of the show, which they do not belong. Sure, their timing is good and they come off as being funny because big men like that aren't supposed to act the way the Ascension have been acting with Breezango, and it's been mildly amusing at best. But it would be better off if they went out there and really tore it down in some matches, and I wouldn't care so much. But this is obviously leading towards the Bludgeon Brothers versus the Ascension now, which in my brain, it's almost like shorting me out. It's like a conflict of emotions because I want to see this match because I know what the Ascension were. But I don't want to see this match because I know what they are now. And what they are now is such a far cry from what they were that they're just going to be fodder for the Bludgeon Brothers, only causing more damage to their character and to their team, and the Bludgeon Brothers will destroy the Ascension since they are the hot hand right now in the tag team division. They will be the team in 2018 to reign supreme as SmackDown Tag Team Champions. I don't know how soon it's going to come, but it is going to come, and unfortunately it is going to be at the burial of the Ascension and other teams like Fandango and Tyler Breeze. I don't know how they're going to get the belts from the Usos to the Bludgeon Brothers, but it's going to happen. And remember, you heard it right here on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show before you heard it anywhere else. We talked a little bit about Bobby Roode defeating Baron Corbin. I just don't understand why have this match in the first round. Why not have Baron Corbin have his own match, Bobby Roode have his own match, and then have it lead to them meeting in the semifinals? Or maybe having that be the finals of this whole entire tournament, being that they were both in the match for the United States Championship before Dolph Ziggler gave it up. Why have both of those people go at it at the beginning of this tournament and have one of them immediately eliminated? It could have added so much more drama and could lead back up and could have been built back up to another encounter between Bobby Roode and Baron Corbin. Instead, they just did it. Let's just do it, get it over with, give Bobby the win, and move along. Move along to Jinder Mahal versus Ty Dillinger, which we also talked about already, and I don't want to really talk about it again. You know, the Singh brothers were there, as always. They had something to do with everything. I just am so sick and tired of the way they've been booking Jinder Mahal. I did not want him to win this match. I was hoping that maybe they were going to finally put the nail in the coffin with the whole Jinder Mahal angle and show and prove to the world that in 2018 we're not going to see Jinder Mahal anymore by giving Ty Dillinger the win and effectively taking Mahal off TV, since he's been nothing but a failure for the entirety of 2017. But that is not the case, and they buried and sacrificed Ty Dillinger, a man who is much like AJ Styles. He's up there in age. You know, he's been doing his thing in pro wrestling for a long time. He's been working with the WWE in NXT and in a developmental capacity for a long, long time, and they just won't give this guy a break. They will not allow him to have a decent run before Father Time's going to come knocking at his door. Before you know it, he looks like a young kid. He's a handsome young man, but this guy's up in the AJ Styles, 40s, late 30s, 40s, 41 maybe even. Ty Dillinger don't have that much left to give. And if they don't allow him to do it now, when the hell is it going to happen? So that was my problem with the two matchups we had already in the first round. Like I said, I don't mind Bobby Roode winning. I don't mind Jinder winning. I just have no idea where we're going. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully the graphic is ready by next week, and we could start the year at least with a better idea of what the hell is going on. We had Ruby Riott versus Naomi. Now, this match obviously is coming off the heels of the attack and the ambush on Naomi and how they threw her into the steel steps and affected the whole women's division that night. And the fact that this match went maybe about 3 minutes and Ruby Riott was awarded the win against a former 2-time women's champion is disgusting. This match, even in that 3 minutes, was not that great. Naomi was not given any chance to look good. You had the Pigeon Squad on the outside, sticking their noses in where they don't belong. They couldn't even do that. They botched that. Liv Morgan jumped up on the friggin' apron way too soon. Had to try to get Naomi's attention like 2 or 3 times because she jumped the gun and Naomi wasn't ready for the spot. Then she walks in, she gets kicked in the head for her troubles. Then the other one, the Beaver lady, Miss Tom Sawyer on the other side, little Miss Huck Finn, jumps up. She gets Naomi distracted. Ruby Riott kicks Naomi in the shin or in the back of the knee and then gets the win. Okay, are you kidding me? That is so disrespectful to the character of Naomi, for all the work she did. She had a fantastic 2017. She was a very good champion. She established the glow. She did this whole fantastic 360 on her character and made herself a relevant and viable competitor. She's athletic, she's beautiful, and she should not have been squashed by a goth pigeon. To further this stable, this Riott Squad, she had the nerve to call this woman's Royal Rumble the Royal Riot. That another word for Rumble is Riot. Not really. I mean, I get it, but not really. It's not the Royal Riot. The hell out of here. Her defeating Naomi was a joke. Just like everything they're doing on Raw with Crap Solution is a friggin' joke. Taking down all of the established and more talented superstars in the women's division, all to put over these green newbies that don't deserve to be there, that can't even lace their boots. They don't even know to wipe their feet before they get into the ring. Or because they got a pretty face, or they think they got a good gimmick. I'm convinced Ruby Riott's only there because they think she's another Paige. And they literally want to do the same thing on both shows. Well, she looks like Paige. We could just do the same thing. And now we can have 2 Paiges. Paige is a beautiful young lady. Ruby Riott, she might be your taste. But the only kind of birds I like to taste are on my plate after they've been cooked to a crisp or deep fried in some sort of fashion. I don't like my birds in my wrestling ring. I hate the gobbledygooker. That's what she reminds me of. A female gooka. Merry Christmas, Ruby Riott. Get off my TV, please. Jesus Christ. What else happened tonight? During that match, you had Charlotte come out after the Riott Squad had this 2-minute win over Naomi. They started to beat her down after the match, right? Charlotte comes out to make the save, but she's not even strong enough to overpower the flock of pigeons. Right? She can't get it done. So now they walk away all victorious and whatnot, and then you hear Natalya's music hit, and she walks out with the rest of the Divas division, all 3 of them. There's 4 girls, Natty, Carmella, Tamina, and Lana. And what is the deal with Lana being dressed to compete? I thought she wasn't wrestling anymore. I don't want to see Lana wrestling. She was garbage. She was terrible. She was awful. She was worse than awful. Maybe she's putting in the work. Maybe she's getting better. But especially when she's not being booked in a match of any sort. Why is she coming out in wrestling gear? And it takes the four of them to back up the three birds, and they all get back into the ring and end up making it out after a little bit of a brawl ensues, doing exactly what I was hoping that they didn't do last week. They ended up doing it tonight. They had a match that ended in a schmoz, and then we had a brawl at the end, all to further this Women's Royal Rumble agenda. It's too early. It really is too early to be pushing these young girls as threats to an established veteran staff of women who have been doing this for years already on the WWE stage. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. And the main event tonight at least made me end things with a smile. I totally enjoyed AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens. I know that we got this matchup a couple of times throughout the year, but this actually was one of my favorite feuds on SmackDown Live all year long. The talent between these two men is immeasurable, and it comes off in a match like they had tonight. It was back and forth. It was very, very dramatic. Lots of close two counts, lots and lots of near falls. Sami Zayn on the outside, not really playing too much of a factor, but was absolutely entertaining the hell out of me with the way he was so animated out there. And he was almost feeling every shot that Kevin Owens was taking with Kevin. Every time he got hit by AJ, the pain in Sami's face was equal to Kevin Owens. It was fantastic. These guys are three of the best in the business. I was hoping that they were not going to go with the obvious ending, being that this was scheduled to be a non-title match. And whenever there is a champion involved in a match that is not being contested for the title that he holds, the champ is going to lose. It's almost like a guarantee in pro wrestling. You never see a champion win a non-title matchup. What would be the point? He could have had defended his championship. So when the matchup stipulation calls for it being non-title, you automatically know AJ Styles is going to lose this match. However, the journey through this 20-minute encounter to end the final show of the year was absolutely great. I enjoyed it very, very much, except the way they decided to finish this thing. Shane McMahon would come out and make his presence known. He wanted to take out Sami Zayn from the ringside area after he made himself a distraction to the referee. He popped up and tried to get involved in the matchup. So Shane would come out to try to be the hero. And Shane would try to get Sami Zayn ejected from the matchup. And Shane would be successful in his attempt, as the referee would eject Sami Zayn from ringside. And that would cause too much of a distraction. And it would end up with AJ Styles losing in roll-up fashion to Kevin Owens, thanks to the shenanigans on the outside by Shane McMahon and Sami Zayn. Now, we all know, if we've been watching this show this year, you know, I just talked about it last night, when you pin the champion, I hate it. When you pin and defeat your champion, you are making your champion look like less than a champion. You are making him look like he can't win. You are making him look like a schlub, even if there's shenanigans involved. I understand the storytelling aspect and where they're trying to go with it, and now there is going to be some sort of a beef between AJ Styles and Shane McMahon. Daniel Bryan's going to have to come between these two now. Shane's McMahon is swinging strong, like I said last week. He's letting his McMahon out. Daniel Bryan addressed this situation, but this whole thing with Shane McMahon is starting to wear thin on me. I don't want him being involved because his presence makes matchups like tonight end the way they end. And I don't like that sort of booking, especially when you're dealing with your champion. There are other ways to go about making Kevin Owens be the number one contender for the heavyweight championship. That's what this is all about now. He has no choice. Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon are almost backed into a corner where they're going to have no choice but to give Kevin Owens a championship match, which I'm assuming is going to be AJ Styles' match at the Royal Rumble. AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens once again, this time for the WWE Heavyweight Championship, and that's going to be a great match. These guys, like I said about Sheamus and Cesaro and Rollins and Ambrose or any member of the Shield, these guys have been wrestling each other all year, so expect them to pull out all the stops. It's going to be the first of the big four, the beginning of the road to WrestleMania, and they are going to know it. They are going to amp it up, and they are going to do everything that they haven't done yet and try to put on the best show possible. This might actually end up being the last time we see AJ versus Kevin Owens for a while. That all depends on the outcome of the Royal Rumble. And after we've seen Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura both claim that they are in the Royal Rumble tonight, I fully expect, and my expectations may be asking too much, but I fully expect Shinsuke Nakamura to win this year's Royal Rumble and be placed across the ring from our current, reigning, defending WWE Heavyweight Champion, AJ Styles. SmackDown was alright tonight, man. Like you just heard me say, it had a lot of negative moments, but the two big matchups of the night definitely delivered some fantastic wrestling, some high drama, and it felt good to finish off the year with two good matches like that. Everything else in the middle and, the announcement of the tournament, we got to see where it goes. We'll take one step at a time. We're not going to try to judge too hard. I told you guys my feelings on it. I just wish I knew more about this tournament. How do you come out 7 days in between and not have a plan laid out? You don't have the field set for this tournament. You're just going to make random one-on-one matchups every week until you decide to move to the next round. What is going on? I guess we're going to find out, hopefully more, next week on the first SmackDown Live of 2018. This year has been crazy, man. This has been a crazy wrestling year. And we are going to cover it more as the weekend comes to a close very quickly. This year is going to be over, and I can't wait for it to be over. It was not a bad year for us here, and we are going to cover all that this weekend on all our special year-end shows. We are going to have a couple of good shows going up. We are going to have the 5 most disappointing superstars of 2017. We are going to have the weekend wrestling update. I don't know what news is going to pop up, but I will tell you that we are going to do the year-end review, a little bit about all the things I liked, most of the things I didn't like about 2017. Make sure you get your opinions in there. Leave a comment down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed today's broadcast, which I know you did, because if you're hearing my words at this moment in the video, you stuck around because I was great. And you know what I deserve when I'm great? I deserve a thumbs up. So why don't you give me a nice little smack in the thumb right down below. Kick it, punch it, drop kick it, double German suplex it, however you want to press this button. Just do it. Just hit that thumbs up right now. Let me know you love everything we're doing here on Sledgehammer TV. Also, if you are not a member of the exclusive and awesome Sledgehammer Wrestling Show family, all you got to do, man, is hit that subscribe button. 6 short days left in this year, and we want to get to 500, man. And I see you guys helping us out every day. We're creeping up towards 400. 100 in 6 days. That might be insurmountable odds, but I believe in you people. And you people can believe in me, because I will be here to bring to you the best coverage in the world of sports entertainment. All the news, rumors, and highlights your heart can ever desire, as well as reviews and results and fun stuff. Lots of fun stuff coming. I'm going to have a co-host at some point. More news on that in the coming year as I get things set up for a tremendous 2018 right here on Sledgehammer TV. Please make sure you come with me, and all you got to do, ring that notification bell, hit that subscribe button, and like every single everything you see here. Don't forget also, Christmas Day, we put up the Subscription Box Showdown, episode number 2, Wrestle Crate versus That Wrestling Club, Christmas edition, man. It is live, it is on this channel. Go check it out if you missed it, as well as Monday Night Raw's review from last night. I did not put it up last night, and I apologize for that, but I was absolutely exhausted from Christmas. But it is here for you guys. We put it up earlier this afternoon. If you missed it, go check it out. Monday Night Raw's review is live. Subscription Box Showdown live. Everything else you need in the world of pro wrestling, live, baby, live, right here on Sledgehammer TV. My name is Nick Nightmare. This is my little buddy, my partner, my tag team partner, and the World Heavyweight Champion of microphones, Blue the Snowball. We are going to see you at the end of this week. Well, we will wish you a very happy new year. I hope your holidays were great for Christmas. I hope you got everything you wanted. Thank God it's over, and we will see you next time. That is going to do it. And we are out of here. And we will see you this weekend right here on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. You guys fucking rock. Have a good night. I love each and every one of you, and we will see you next time.